The Dark Monarchs of Los Angeles, Masters of the Criminal World. Los Angeles, the city of angels, has a darker side to its Hollywood glitz and glamour. Throughout its history, certain individuals have risen to notoriety, reigning over the criminal underworld. This video delves into the lives of 10 such figures who could be dubbed the kings of Los Angeles in the criminal sense, uncovering their scandalous, shocking, and intriguing deeds. Number 1. Mickey Cohen, the gangster in the spotlight. Mickey Cohen, born Meyer Harris Cohen in 1913 in Brooklyn, New York, epitomized the blend of criminality and celebrity culture in Los Angeles. A former featherweight boxer, Cohen moved to LA in the 1930s, and by the 1940s, following the death of his boss, Bugsy Siegel, he had taken control of West Coast gambling operations. Cohen's criminal enterprises included not only gambling but also extortion, prostitution, and drug trafficking. Despite his notoriety, Cohen was a fixture in Hollywood's social scene, frequently seen with celebrities and indulging in the glamorous lifestyle. His life was a constant cycle of legal troubles, including tax evasion charges and a series of high-profile trials. Cohen's survival of the Sunset Strip shootout in 1949, where rival gangsters attempted to assassinate him at Sherry's nightclub, added to his legend. Cohen's life, filled with violence, legal battles, and celebrity connections, ended quietly when he died in his sleep in 1976. Number 2. Benjamin Bugsy Siegel, the glamorous gangster. Benjamin Bugsy Siegel, born in 1906 in Brooklyn, New York, was a charismatic and ambitious mobster who played a significant role in the development of organized crime in America. Siegel, a co-founder of Murder Incorporated, moved to Los Angeles in the 1930s. His Hollywood connections and investments in various businesses, both legitimate and illicit, expanded his influence significantly. Siegel's most ambitious and ultimately fatal project was the development of the Flamingo Hotel in Las Vegas, envisioned as a luxury gambling resort. Despite initial setbacks and mounting costs, the Flamingo eventually became immensely successful, but Siegel would not live to see it. His extravagant lifestyle and reckless spending led to his assassination at his Beverly Hills home in 1947, under orders from his mob associates who believed he was skimming money from the Flamingo project. Number 3. Charles Lucky Luciano, the Invisible Hand in LA. Charles Lucky Luciano, born Salvatore Lucania in 1897 in Sicily, Italy, was a pivotal figure in the establishment of organized crime syndicates in the United States. While Luciano's base was in New York, his influence extended to Los Angeles and across the country. He was instrumental in the development of the Commission in 1931, a governing body for organized crime that decided on matters such as territory disputes and enforcement. This structure had a profound impact on LA's criminal landscape, with the local crime family reporting to the Commission. Luciano's indirect influence in Hollywood, particularly through control over labor unions and alleged involvement in solving disputes in the film industry, showcased his far-reaching power. Luciano's criminal empire and strategic acumen made him one of the most powerful and feared mobsters in American history, with his legacy influencing organized crime long after his deportation to Italy in 1946, where he continued his operations until his death in 1962. Number 4. Jack Dragna, the stealth mob boss. Jack Dragna, born Ignazio Dragna in 1891 in Corleone, Sicily, rose to prominence as the boss of the Los Angeles crime family. His criminal activities spanned various sectors, including bootlegging during Prohibition, illegal gambling, and exerting influence in the entertainment industry. Dragna was known for his low-profile approach, contrasting with the flamboyance of other mob figures like Bugsy Siegel, with whom he had a long-standing and intense rivalry. His control over the lucrative wire service, essential for bookmaking operations, consolidated his power in LA's underworld. Dragna's leadership style was characterized by a combination of traditional Sicilian mafia tactics and a keen understanding of the American criminal landscape. Despite several attempts by law enforcement to bring him down, Dragna remained a powerful figure in Los Angeles until his death in 1956, leaving behind a legacy of organized crime that continued to influence the city for years. Number 5. Freeway Rick Ross, the drug empire architect. Freeway Rick Ross, born Ricky Donnell Ross in 1960, became synonymous with the crack cocaine epidemic in Los Angeles during the 1980s. His drug empire, which reportedly made up to $2 million daily, played a significant role in fueling the crack crisis that ravaged many Louisiana neighborhoods. Ross's network was vast and complex, extending beyond Los Angeles to other parts of the United States. His downfall came in 1996 when he was arrested and sentenced to life imprisonment, although his sentence was later reduced. Ross's post-incarceration life marked a stark transformation. He became an outspoken advocate against drug use and gang violence, dedicating himself to community rebuilding and youth outreach programs. His life story, from a drug kingpin to a community advocate, has been a subject of public intrigue and debate, reflecting the complex realities of crime and redemption. Number 6. Stanley Tookie Williams, from gang leader to anti-gang crusader. Stanley Tookie Williams, born in 1953 in New Orleans, Louisiana, moved to Los Angeles at a young age, where he eventually co-founded the Crips, one of the most notorious gangs in American history. The Crips, under Williams' leadership, became known for their violent activities and territorial control. In 1981, Williams was convicted of multiple murders and sentenced to death. His time in prison marked a significant turning point. He renounced his gang affiliations and became an advocate for peace and nonviolence. Williams authored several children's books aimed at preventing youth from following his path and was actively involved in anti-gang initiatives, even being nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize. His execution in 2005 sparked a significant debate about redemption, justice, and the potential for change, with Williams leaving a complex legacy that combined his dark past with his later efforts towards reconciliation and peace. Number 7. Leroy Nicky Barnes, the heroin empire architect. Leroy Nicky Barnes, born on October 15, 1933, in Harlem, New York, became one of the most infamous drug lords in American history. Although primarily based in New York, Barnes expanded his heroin operations to Los Angeles in the 1970s, establishing a formidable coast-to-coast drug network. His empire in LA contributed significantly to the heroin epidemic of that era. Known for his savvy business tactics and ruthless enforcement, Barnes was nicknamed Mr. Untouchable due to his ability to evade law enforcement. However, his reign came to an end with his arrest in 1977. In a dramatic turn of events, Barnes cooperated with federal authorities, leading to the conviction of several of his associates. His cooperation and subsequent entry into the Witness Protection Program made him a controversial and betraying figure in the eyes of his former criminal allies. Number 8. Frank Lucas, the innovative drug trafficker. Frank Lucas, whose life inspired the movie American Gangster, was a major player in the heroin trade, particularly in Los Angeles, during the 1970s. Born on September 9, 1930, in La Grange, North Carolina, Lucas was known for the purity of his heroin, branded Blue Magic, which he smuggled in an ingenious way hidden in the coffins of American soldiers returning from the Vietnam War. This method not only demonstrated Lucas' ingenuity but also his ruthlessness in exploiting the war for his gains. His operation significantly impacted LA's drug scene, leading to widespread addiction and violence. Lucas' eventual capture and conviction marked a significant moment in the battle against drug trafficking in Los Angeles. Number 9. Aladina Jimmy the Weasel Fratianno, the Mafia Insider. Aladina Jimmy the Weasel Fratianno was a pivotal figure in the Los Angeles crime family, deeply involved in various criminal activities, including murder and racketeering. Born on November 14, 1913, in Naples, Italy, Fratianno rose to prominence in the LA mob, known for his viciousness and loyalty to the Mafia Code. However, facing the possibility of a death sentence for his crimes in the late 1970s, Fratianno turned informant, providing critical information that led to significant convictions of mob figures. His testimony exposed the inner workings of organized crime and marked him as one of the most notable turncoats in Mafia history. Fratianno's life story is a gripping tale of power, betrayal, and survival in the dangerous world of the mob. Number 10. Rafael Perez, the corrupt cop at the heart of the Rampart scandal. Rafael Ray Perez, born on August 22, 1967, was a former LAPD officer whose actions were central to the infamous Rampart scandal. As a member of the LAPD's anti-gang unit, Crash, Perez was involved in serious misconduct, including drug thefts, falsifying evidence, and unjustified shootings. His criminal activities, exposed in the late 1990s, revealed systemic corruption within the LAPD and raised questions about police practices, particularly in dealing with gang-related crime. The scandal, involving multiple officers and numerous convictions, severely damaged the public's trust in the LAPD and led to significant reforms. Perez's role in the scandal made him a symbol of police corruption, showcasing the complex and often murky line between law enforcement and criminality in Los Angeles.